Here we are at the Netcong station, right off of Route 46 and Main Street, and we're waiting for the light to change and then we'll go. Okay, I wonder if the traffic lights are timed for when the train comes. It'll stop the traffic. We'll go in here. Looks like they're having a little farmer's market or something. It's a cute station. Let's take a look. So here we are at the station. And let's go look at the map to see where we are in the system. And we're way out here on both the Morristown line and the Montclair Boone line. But only the Morristown line runs on weekends. So we're gonna go look at Mount Olive next and Hackettstown. And there used to be a station, I think, called Stanhope in this area. We're also gonna take a look at, out here there's a proposed station. Let's see, the waiting room. Can you see okay? It's kind of a lot of reflection. Looks like a good sized waiting room. Let's see if I can get a better angle where there's not so much of a reflection. Try looking at it from this end. Well, we'll see. Let's go around to the track side. There's the farmer's market. Bike racks. Nice brick. It's an older style, but it doesn't look that old. Single track line. Looking that way west towards Mount Olive. And then back east towards Lake Hackettstown and Mount Arlington. So it's another station that's on a curve. Low level platform. Nice station. Short platform. I'll put the ridership figures on the screen. It's a decent sized town, not that big. Some apartment buildings over there if people wanted to walk over to the train. Be convenient. Concrete ties. Seems so quiet. It's almost like, it seems like a railroad that doesn't really still run, but it does. Way out here in western New Jersey. Netcong. This just shows you the area of New Jersey we're talking about. Northern New Jersey. There's New York City. And then we're over here. We're going to be heading for Hackettstown. And the town where there's a future station is Andover. So we'll go and see what there is to see there. And I've got a couple of other ideas for places to see out here while we're out here. I'm here in Andover and I see this sign here which talks about there being an old Sussex Branch Railroad that went from Netcong to Branchville in Sussex County. And this is the back of some older, nice-looking stores, including antique stores here in Andover. And this is Railroad Avenue. So, did the train come down parallel to Railroad Avenue, and then did it keep going that way through the woods? Let's walk down a little ways. So you can walk along this trail that I guess went along the old railroad right-of-way a long time ago. Let's see, there's a little sign over here. In the past, trains traveled this right-of-way. I guess so, huh? Look at some of the pictures of the old railroads. See if you can spot remnants of the old railroading days. This Sussex Branch Rail Trail. I'll see if I can get a better map to show. And then this heads north towards Newton. Be bear aware. So this was the right of way. I'll tell you, this area is very hilly with a lot of lakes and swamps and rock outcroppings. It's not easy for a railroad to come through here. I guess this was mining country back in the day, so that's why they built the railroads to where they did, where they would mine iron ore here in northwestern New Jersey. So it's an older building there that could have been built because the railroad was here. But the clues are very faint that this is where there was a railroad. It must have been a long time ago. So anyway, Andover is where they're talking about building the first segment of a line that would go all the way to Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's the dream of some, but it seems like a long ways away from reality. It's like the area might have grown up around the railroad, and then they took the railroad away, but the area continued on. Maybe they weren't hurt too badly by there being no railroad anymore. And whether they're crying out for a return of the railroad, that's a question. I don't think so. But you never know. Here in Andover, New Jersey. Okay, we're entering Hackettstown. Going down the hill. One thing I noticed was a big, huge housing development on the side of a hill that might come into view here. I saw it as I was first coming into town, but it's sort of up and over to the left. You can't really see it here, but let's see what we can see in Hackettstown. Let's see where the train station is. Right, here's Hackettstown Station. That's the end of the line going west, I believe, unless I'm all turned around here. But let's see what there is to see at Hackettstown. Well, if Hackettstown ever had an old train station, I don't know where it would be. but the trains only go one way from here, and that is east towards Newark, Hoboken, and New York Penn Station. So it's a single track line with wood ties. Little canopy here. Little brick waiting area. So just to get your bearings, here we are way at the end, at the western end, Hackettstown. And then looking east towards New York. So where I pointed the camera before, that is the end of the line. So there's like enough storage space for maybe 2 trains down that way. There's 2 tracks. And it has a little high-level platform. Let me just take a closer look at it here. I guess this does the trick, but it looks a little sketchy. But there's a little ramp that people can go up to make it handicapped accessible on the eastern end of the platform of the station. So the next town east of here is Mount Olive. That's it for Hackettstown. One thing I note, just looking at the schedule for the Morristown line, there are no trains that come out here on weekends. So you'd have to go to Dover, east of here, to catch a train on weekends. And then if you want to go in on the Morristown line, there are 3 trains a day. There's also trains on the Montclair Boonton line also. So here's the Montclair Boonton line side of the equation. And on weekdays there are 7 trains from Hackettstown that go east into New York City. So it's pretty good service for being way out here in western New Jersey, in Hackettstown. And this is the parking lot for Hackettstown. And I don't know how close we are to Route 80, but if you were coming from further west and you wanted to come here to the end of the line, say if you lived in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, I don't know if it'd be that easy to just shoot over here and park here and then get on the train, but I'll check it out on the way to Mount Olive. So here's downtown Hackettstown. That might be the old train station there. And there's a certain amount of charm. Keep driving east. Gotta love this gold and purple painted building. What is that? Marley's? Can't tell. We're on Route 46, which is like the Route 66 of New Jersey. It really takes you through some interesting areas that people would miss if they just stayed on Route 80. And the church steeples add some gravity to the town. Never been here before, but it seems like they have a fair amount of restaurants for this size town. It's a nice old church. Another nice old church. That's a Presbyterian church. Hackettstown Community Center looks like an older building. And then it gets into the less historic area. This dry cleaners looks like it's from the 1960s though. It's kind of retro. Housing development I saw up on the hill as I drove into town. You can see the white houses. And you can see some more development over here as we go east out of Hackettstown. Looking for Mount Olive. Here we are at the top secret Mount Olive train station. I've never had a harder time finding a train station. There was one sign off of Route 46 going in one direction, and then you have to sort of guess which crossroad you take off of. They call it International Drive. So here's a little high-level platform at the end to make it handicapped accessible, a little bus shelter over a ticket vending machine, and another bus shelter to stand under if it's raining. And I feel like this must get the lowest number of riders per day of any station in the entire New Jersey transit system. And some trains, they go as far as Mount Olive. They don't go all the way to Hackettstown, and then they stop. I guess there's a yard somewhere a little bit past the station here. So it seems like every station you go to out this way, they're always built on a curve because it's very hilly, and there's valleys, and so here's another station that's built on a curve because the line is just so curvy. And New Jersey Transit has a fair amount of pickup trucks parked here. And this is the whole parking lot. And I don't quite understand the light industrial area that this is in. They call it like the international trade area. And there's a U.S. Customs facility way out here in western New Jersey. I can't understand how things are brought into the U.S. and have to go through customs way out here. We're not even near an airport. And whatever goes on out here doesn't seem to go on weekends. This is a Saturday and it's very quiet. I don't notice any of the buildings here. Here's one typical warehouse type building here, but I don't see cars driving in and out or trucks driving in and out of it. So, and there is sort of a town, but it's more like strip malls and such. There's not really like a village of Mount Olive that I found. And their town hall is out in the middle of nowhere, like here. And you can hear Route 80 in the distance. We're fairly close to that. Actually, I can see the cars through the woods. You probably can't see it, but... So, this is Mount Olive. I was almost giving up hope of ever being able to find it, but it's really a well-kept secret. Don't know why. New Jersey Transit, if they're going to have a train station, they should have signs directing people how to get here. So, this is the second from the end of the line being Hackettstown, but a lot of trains seem to only come here for some reason, and then they don't go all the way to Hackettstown. So let me just take one more shot. With the name of the station in it. Mount Olive.